Southeast Texas Weekly, brought to you by the Modern Vein Surgery Institute at Privity Clinic for Surgical Care.
Southeast Texas Weekly continues, talking politics once again. I'm Kevin Steele. It is great to have you with us to talk about politics. Doing so today, Congressman Randy Weber joining me, the 14th Congressional candidate a couple of years ago and now our sitting incumbent. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Great to have you with us. And Don Brown, the challenger in that race in the 14th Congressional District. Great to see you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate you coming in. First things first, we know Congressman Weber well over the last couple of years. I guess as a preliminary question, what are you most proud of? Why should you be reelected to this post? What has happened in the last couple of years that that you feel best about?
Well, thank you, Kevin. It has been a real honor to represent Congressional District 14. Obviously, most of our viewers know that my bride grew up over here. My bride of 37 years grew up over here in Nederland on this side of the district. I grew up on the other side of the district. I have lived on the Texas Gulf Coast in a 20-mile radius for 61 years. Served in 6 years on City Council, 4 years in the Texas Legislature. I guess to boil it down, I'm one of us. I grew up here, built a family here, built a business here, an air conditioning company, 32 years. Have been fighting for our Texas values for the last 2 years in Congress. Have been trying to get the Keystone Pipeline approved. Actually passed my first amendment out of the Texas House, incorporating the State Department's language, showing that the Keystone Pipeline had no or very, very minimal environmental harmful damage and good economic for our good economics for our district. Oh, you bet, you betcha. So I've been fighting for our district for less taxes, less government, fighting Obamacare, fighting to secure our border. I mean, I have been reflecting our values. It's easy for me because I grew up over here, and so did Brenda, and we're just Southeast Texans.
Okay. Mr. Brown, if Congressman Weber is right, we should just leave him in Congress, shouldn't we? Tell us, by way of biography, a little bit of who you are, and then tell us why, in your view, you should be elected to this post.
Well, I've grown up in this area. I'm a sixth generation Jefferson County resident. I presently don't live here, but I've lived in Southeast Texas most of my life. In fact, 46 of the 48 years I have been in Southeast Texas. So I believe that gives me a little bit of knowledge about what's going on this side of the district. I'm a small business owner, own a mortgage company. In fact, part of the reason why I'm running is because my mortgage company has been experiencing, I feel like the government has declared war on the small businessman. And both sides are guilty of that. And so I want to go to Washington to try to fix some of the problems that I see where there's a war between Wall Street and Main Street, and I want to take up the side of Main Street.
War between Wall Street and Main Street. Tell us, elaborate on that point, if you would.
Well, take for instance, Bank of America and other institutions that are regulated by the OCC do not have, their individual loan officers do not actually have to have a license, while every one of the persons that work for me has to have a license.
Okay.
I don't think it creates an unfair burden on the small business owner to be able to hire people because the additional cost of the licensing. I very much welcome Obamacare because Obamacare, it has allowed me to be able to offer to my employees health insurance that I could not have done otherwise. Because
possibly this is good good ground then.
Yes.
Congressman Weber, do you believe Obamacare is working? Do you believe most of our viewers right now feel as if the Affordable Care Act is a sustainable and strong program?
They don't, Kevin, as I've driven across the district, and not just in a campaign mode, and of course I'm not you know, a newcomer to this process. I was this Texas state rep for 4 years. We run every 2 years, as you know, just like Congress does. So as I have stayed active in my district, both as a Texas state rep and as a United States congressman, when I talk to our constituents, they do not believe that Obamacare is working. They don't want Obamacare. They don't want the federal government putting more regulations on people, more licenses on people. And so for me, to support Obamacare would be to go against my very own district, and I couldn't do that.
You are saying, Mr. Brown, that you believe in what the president has done with Obamacare. You're a supporter of this. Wendy Davis, the candidate for governor, also supporting Obamacare. Does this put you in an untenable position with a lot of the district?
No, sir, because people don't like Obamacare, but the thing is they like the Affordable Care Act, which happens to be the same thing. The Affordable Care Act has outperformed expectations, costs are down, participation has exceeded goals, and more people are alive today because of the Affordable Care Act.
Because of Obamacare, okay.
Because there's no longer any lifetime caps. There's no longer any exclusions for preconditions.
We've got to run. We'll be right back in just moments on Southeast Texas Weekly. Hang close. See you in a moment.